I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys think? Is there an actual skill gap in Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, Warzone, any of those games that separate the top 1% of the top 1%? I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and opinions on it after playing a lot of Apex and, you know, coming back into Warzone. It's going to be an interesting conversation. So we have some Rebirth Island solos gameplay in the background. Nothing like too good, but I would say yes, there is somewhat of a skill gap when it comes to Warzone. I could say this even if like the top controller players versus the top mouse and keyboard players, you know, controller will win 99.9% of the gunfights, I would say. But the way that the top mouse and keyboard players, they're just different, man. They play different. They use, I would say the top mouse and keyboard players are more impressive to watch than the top controller players, in my personal opinion, because I know that they're not being assisted by anything. And let's talk a little bit about aim assist. And I'm not going to say that aim assist is not needed. It is totally needed for controller players. But when it comes to, whenever you add like an assisted aim in a game, when it comes to mouse and keyboard or controller, when you ever have those combinations of inputs into one lobby, it does lower the skill gap, the barrier to entry, because if you have a somewhat competent, you know, mouse and keyboard player and a somewhat competent controller player, if they go head to head in a one-on-one gunfight, hit the same amount of bullets, you know, the controller player most likely will win. Because let me break it down to you guys, and I know that I'm going to give you something that you probably didn't think of, but for my mouse and keyboard players out there, or my hybrid players, and I'm talking to the people that play both controller and mouse and keyboard, when you are playing on controller, do you find yourself focusing so much on your aim, or do you find yourself focusing on other things? Just be honest down in the comment section below, because I'm going to tell you personally, when I play on controller, I don't find myself worrying about my aim so much, because I know if I'm on target, then I don't have to worry. That initial getting on target is all that I worry about. I really don't worry about tracking or how he's moving, because I already know it's going to track for him. Or my controller and the inputs, I just know I'm going to win that gunfight. You get a feeling. Right? So when it comes to mouse and keyboard fam, you find yourself focusing on that target a lot more. You're thinking a lot more. I gotta stay on target. I had to focus completely on this one target to, you know, be accurate. And that's a little bit different than on controller, because you're solely focusing on that one target, and then in the back of your head you're thinking, okay, where's the next target going to push? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is how I kind of view mouse and keyboard and the controller. It's just two different aspects, and I'm not saying that this is not an aim assist video or anything. It's just a different way of how you play. Now, I will say that sniping on mouse and keyboard feels a lot better than on controller. But then again, at the end of the day, it is really easy on controller too if you've been sniping for a while. You see what I'm saying? Mouse and keyboard, when it comes to those long range engagements, I feel that they have a slight advantage over controller. But then again, what Call of Duty has done is they have increased the aim assist almost indefinitely across the map. So you still get a little bit of assisted aim. So as long as there is aim assist and mixed inputs on one map there, or one game, it is always going to be a argument of aim assist is too strong or mouse and keyboard is too strong. It's always going to be that argument. For me, coming from a person, I played Apex on controller and I played Apex on mouse and keyboard, as you guys know. And Apex, I think what Apex has done is like a good thing, and that is aim assist up close is you could feel it. You definitely could stay on target a lot easier than mouse and keyboard, but at a long range, medium to long range, you really do have to control your shots. It's not as strong as Call of Duty, and that is mainly because what I've noticed is rotational aim assist is I feel like is non-existent and Apex Legends. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I don't have the right Apex Legends, you know, controller settings, but I feel like Apex Legends aim assist is just balanced in my personal opinion, and that is coming from a person who plays both inputs. I can aim on Apex Legends with mouse and keyboard and controller. But Warzone, as a competitive game, as the top 1% of the top 1%, you know, they just play differently. It's a lot more of movement along with good aim. You have to have like the basic fundamentals down, but Warzone overall, is it competitive? Because there's a lot of things going on in Warzone that I feel like is not competitive. Sure, you have your loadouts, you know, you get your loadout pretty fast. Everybody has like the same, you know, they can get their optimized loadout, which is nice. And that kind of takes away from the randomness of the game. But hear me out. When you have people that are running around when there's an airstrike going on and you can't hear them, that's where the skill gap like lessens, right? Because there's purposely things implemented into Warzone to give lower skill players a chance, and I really do not agree with that. I feel like it's a battle royale. It needs to be a free-for-all. If you're good and you're dominating that lobby, you're dominating that lobby. It doesn't matter. It is a battle royale. You're battling for first place. If you are bad, you are bad. But like these things and mechanics are implemented into Warzone to make it for lower skill players, I just do not agree with that. Yes, lower skill players should have fun in the game too, but everybody should grind to be get better. And for those that say, well, I work on the afternoons and I come in and I want to play Warzone and I just play, you know, 1 to 2 hours a day on my 65-inch flat screen TV on my PS5, guess what? Maybe it's not for you. You know why? Because Call of Duty and competitive gaming and gaming as a whole has shifted from you playing on your TV to you playing on a monitor with a good headset, with a good controller. These things are implemented because gaming has evolved and you have to evolve with the times. There is no longer that casual player base really in gaming. Everybody wants to be a Twitch streamer. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. And that casual audience base is pushed out. If you want to play a casual game, go play Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like, go play Spider-Man, go play, you know, Avengers. Don't play Call of Duty, because that you're going into it and you're thinking, okay, that is like a competitive game. But these people that say we want to appeal to all audiences, you know, you have skill-based matchmaking. You know, one of my friends, Bailey, we play Apex Legends together, but her lobbies are totally different than my lobbies because, you know, optimized matchmaking. I'm sorry. Engagement-based matchmaking, not skill-based matchmaking so much as a whole. The whole point is to manipulate the matchmaking so you play longer. That being, if you are a bad player, they want you to be on longer, so they don't want to put you in sweaty lobbies. Therefore, you are going to have to, you know, go in and play at like a lower skill level. There's like that lower skill level bracket, right? Let's just say that bracket A is like the top, or bracket S, I should say, is like the top 1% of the 1%, and the bracket A is, you know, good players, and you got B and C. C is like your mediocre players, right? But there's like a pool of, okay, you got the top of the top players that be able to get into, you know, a B lobby, right? A B lobby where you have a mixture of A, B, and S lobby, like people in it, but you will never see those people that are in the C lobbies in those top S rank lobbies, right? Because, you know, engagement-based matchmaking, it's something that I think that it's kind of like gone under the radar, and Warzone will never be a competitive game if, one, you don't have good audio, two, if aim assist and rotational aim assist is so strong that it just locks on to the target and you don't have to worry about your aim, and three, it's a battle royale. Anything could happen, but there needs to be something, and I hope that some like devs are listening for like Warzone 2. There needs to be something. There needs to be a reward. Like, you have your casual game, right? And you have your ranked game. There's nothing that separates like the casual player base, like when it comes to like you just want to hop on and you want to fry out, or you just want to, you know, practice your aim or something, and like a non-competitive setting. I feel like a competitive battle royale will never be a competitive battle royale or like a competitive game, because there's just too many variables that go into it. Yes, Warzone has implemented things to take away from the randomness, right? But you still don't know, like, okay, where's zone closing? And like the way that these tournaments are run, it goes off of like placing most of the time, not so much kills. What if kills mattered more than placing? That would actually be, I feel like, more competitive, because then you're pushing people to try to, like, you're not just camping, right? You're just not camping for the last zone. You're playing to get kills, to try to get better, and so on. But we're going too far into this. Guys, let me know down in the comment section what you think. Always remember, stay blessed and stay humble, and I'll catch you in another video. Peace.